Hey, welcome to another episode of His and Hers Gen X podcast with me, Chad, and
Your other host, Cristina P.
so it was my pick. Last time you had Edward Scissorhands, which is a Christmas adjacent movie.
Christmas adjacent movies.
And I thought of, like, this was a movie I thought of as soon as we started even talking about doing the podcast months ago. I haven't seen this in years and years, but it was one of my favorite movies of 1999. We're talking about Go from Doug Liman, who at the time, I think his only other work was Swingers with Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. And which it's funny because
I see that now. I totally see that.
I had before we started the podcast, I showed you Swingers.
Yeah.
And we were gonna do, but I don't know why we just never got around to it. So maybe we'll do that again next year.
I feel like I didn't have a lot to say about Swingers, but I have a lot to say about Go.
Yeah.
But I can see how they're related to the same director, yeah.
And so, like, Doug Liman, he went on to do a lot of action movies. Like, he did the Bourne Identity series, and he did Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay.
And he's done some other, like, action movies. And it's funny because he started out as an indie comedy guy.
Well, this movie, I think, kind of probably got him into action because it kind of, like, eased into it at the end.
It has that kind of, it's an interesting hybrid of, like, an indie movie vibe, but, like, that polished Hollywood at the same time.
Yeah.
How it's like, it's funny, it's like most of the actors in this movie at the time were fairly unknown, or like, okay, so it's like a lot of them are A-listers now. So you have like Katie Holmes, Timothy Olyphant, Breckin Meyer was in it briefly.
He's not A-list, but
Yeah.
Jay Moore.
Yeah, Jay Moore,
And
Scott
Sarah
Wolf.
Polley.
Yeah.
And like Gen Xers might know Sarah Polley from that show Avonlea on the Disney Channel. That's how I knew her.
I've only ever seen her in this, and I had no idea.
Wow.
She's actually an Oscar winner.
She's
Yeah.
so good.
She had an Oscar for the best adapted screenplay
Wow.
for Women Talking in like 2011 or something like that.
That's right. I think she's actually like a genius.
She's Canadian.
Yeah. Avonlea was a Canadian show, but I think she might actually be like a genius level IQ.
Yeah. This is the only thing I know her from.
So I know her from other things, and I've never seen her like this. So I think the thing about every actor in this movie is like they all really stretched themselves. I felt like they were all playing like these seedy characters, and like Katie Holmes and Sarah Polley, you never saw them in that kind of light. So
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Well, I feel like Katie Holmes was playing a Katie Holmes character because
She was playing Joey from Dawson's Creek.
she's not like, all right. So the premise of this movie, this is late 90s, and this is
1999.
one of the many Pulp Fiction ripoffs or copycats of the time. So I saw Pulp Fiction in the theaters, and that came out in 96, I think. It was the same year as Forrest Gump.
96.
95, 96?
95, yeah.
Somewhere around there.
It was that time.
So that movie blew up, and then that was technically an indie movie, even though it was Miramax, you know.
Miramax.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then that movie went gangbusters, and then all of a sudden Hollywood started trying to cash in on that Pulp Fiction vibe of like having multiple stories, not, you know, what do they call it? Timeline, like a synchronous, asynchronous timeline where the time jumps around. You see the same story from different points of view.
The characters have their own storylines that converge.
And although Pulp Fiction is more of the, I don't say celebration, but just getting in, and especially Reservoir Dogs, is getting into those really seedy characters, and it's played like very dramatic, very serious. But Go it's kind of like a weird hybrid of like they took like a, you know, kind of standard hijinks comedy plot, and then they mixed it with like this Tarantino aspect of like a thriller, because like it's involving, sorry, YouTube algorithm, and it's involves like, you know, drug deals, and actually that's pretty much it. Like it's not super, you know, Goodfellas or, you know, it's not like it's sort of in that mob movie kind of territory.
It's like petty crime, like low level drug dealing and stuff like that. Yeah, there's nothing heavy. There's no like hit killers or anything in this.
Although, well, there is a part where
wait, yeah,
they go to L.A. and they go to the strip club, and Simon, the British guy, shoots the bouncer, and then they track him down to the hotel, and you think they're gonna kill. Actually, I think they were trying to, and then they track him all the way to L.A., which is really funny, you know. So I saw this. I can't keep my thoughts straight, but
1999.
Yeah,
I saw it in 1999.
I saw this in the theaters in '99. And that was a
Yeah, I
great
never
summer because this
saw it.
also came out same year as American Pie, the second Austin Powers movie. Saw all those in the theaters multiple times. And as a, so I was 23, early 20s at the time, 23, 24, something like that.
I was 20. I remember the summer of 99 very well.
Yeah. So as a kid, I viewed this as a thriller with these comedy elements, which Pulp Fiction, sorry you can't see it, but Pulp Fiction is also that same concept of a thriller. And it definitely has some funny moments, but nobody would call Pulp Fiction a comedy. But watching this now in 2025, after not having seen it for probably, 15, 20 years, now I see it as, this is a comedy first with like these Tarantino-esque devices.
This is a dark comedy.
It's not even really that dark.
This is where you and I are going to differ. This is where
dark compared to like one of these.
This is where his and hers, I think, is really going to like show. Because
Yeah.
for you think some of these scenes are hilarious, and I thought some of these scenes were really sleazy and dark.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of interesting, like the perspectives on this movie. Because to me, this is like a dark comedy meets like sleazeball. Kind of rave culture with some really just like sleazebag characters in it.
Yeah.
But I saw it as a dark comedy. Like the stuff you were laughing at was dark. Like when people getting hit by cars.
But it's also because I knew that was going to happen.
I didn't see it. I didn't see a lot of this stuff coming, and for me, it was kind of funny because it was just like so out of place.
This is the kind of movie where if you watch it multiple times, like maybe you saw it, like because you're saying it as a dark comedy, but when I think dark comedy, I think of like much darker, like Coen Brothers, like Fargo.
I mean, Fargo,
Or
Heathers,
Tarantino, yeah.
Harold and Maude, which you haven't seen yet, but just like dark comedy. That's how this was.
But seeing this now, and also like I know like every plot twist and every joke that's coming. To me, it's like almost like a John Hughes movie with like these weird Tarantino elements thrown in.
Oh my god!
It's almost sitcom-y at some points.
Wow.
Like,
so I thought some of these people were just so sleazy.
Yeah, it's funny. So that's a good example of that is the Timothy Olyphant character. He's like he's like a drug dealer, but he lives like like in a nice posh apartment, and he's like ripped. He never wears a shirt. Well, no, he does wear a shirt when he's at the diner.
He doesn't wear a shirt at home. That's how you know he's like a dirtbag.
Yeah, and he's got like this weird sideburn, beard or whatever, and
I didn't recognize him. He said it's Timothy Olyphant, and I know him from like Justified and Santa Clara's Diet and stuff like that. I did not recognize Timothy Olyphant because he was so different in this movie.
I pretty much only know him from this. The only thing
you know a lot of these people only from this movie though. Like
I know he was on The Office for I think like 1 or 2 episodes.
I believe he was on The Office. He's like showed up in random TV shows at different points.
I know he was on Deadwood, which I never saw.
His character in this movie.
He was in Gone in 60 Seconds. You ever see that?
Yeah.
I think that was 99 too, or somewhere around there.
This had to have been one of his first movies because he was really young and he was just cute. But his character was so sleazy and like he set off every alarm bell in me as a woman.
Alarm bag.
Because it's just like he's a sleazeball and like you wouldn't want to be alone with him at all because he's just gross and creepy.
I know. I could say at the time I had friends like this guy, and also when I was in the Navy, I worked with a lot of dudes like of this kind of character.
I've known guys
just
like this.
This super handsome guy and who's ripped, who can just pull women by just like breathing on them, which it kind of comes up again later. Not with him, but
he doesn't. He's creepy. Like no woman should be alone with this man.
I think it's just because of
he's predatory or something. It's weird.
Yeah, because it's like he's inside his house at night. And he has no shirt on.
Yeah, but he's being like a total creep to Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
Who ends up falling for him, of course.
I know.
But he's just a creepo. So he was really, really good because I wanted to take a hot shower after this was over just because of him. It's just gross. He was really good.
Well, I'm sure a lot of women would want to jump in the shower after watching Timothy Olyphant no shirt. you know.
Not this character, but definitely other Timothy Olyphant characters, because he is that kind of like actor where you're just like, whoa.
Yeah. So, did you see this as a comedy first, thriller second, or thriller first, comedy second?
It opens like as a dark comedy with some dark scenes, and then it kind of goes into the whole car thing, where it's kind of like a Too Fast, Too Furious type of thing, with some comedy thrown
with
in.
A beat up old shitty car.
Yeah, I went between like thinking it was funny to points where I was just like, oh my god, what is going on?
Yeah.
So it was just interesting. So yeah, I would say comedy first, and then thriller second.
Yeah, that's how I view it now. As a kid in '99, to me it was thriller. I'm like, oh my god, it was like Pulp Fiction, but funnier. Because like, I think like the comedy moments, like they really kind of break the tension. There's a lot of like sitcom-y or just standard Hollywood comedic moments throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Where like people just say stuff that you wouldn't really say, you know, like in Tarantino land, they wouldn't have like these kind of slapsticky jokes. And it's like a good example is like when they're running away from the bouncer and his dad in Las Vegas, and for some reason they turn down an alley, and then they get stuck in the alley.
In the car.
Yeah, and the car is wedged in there, and it reminds me of Austin Powers, where he has like that cart and he's trying to do like a 3-point turn, and he has like 1 inch to move with, you know.
I did notice that. There were times where the movie, for me, kind of got heavy, and then they would break it out with comedy. I'd be laughing, and then it would go back to being heavy again.
I know,
so
because it's
like a roller coaster.
Yeah, which I think those comedy moments, it's kind of like the movie winking at you, like, don't take this too seriously. Whereas,
yes,
Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, you've seen Tarantino movies, you've seen Scorsese movies, like even Goodfellas and like the most intense Scorsese movie, even Godfather, you know, whatever, name a movie like that, and there are moments of levity in those movies that really break the tension. But like with this movie, it's fairly constant, and you kind of get it, like, okay, this isn't the Tarantino-esque thriller, mind-bender, disturbing. I would say, like, kind of at the first time I saw it, I had the same reaction, like when, spoiler, Sarah Polley's character gets hit by the car.
Oh, man.
Like, to me, that was disturbing. But then when they come back to it at the end and, like, there's a happy ending, now I can see it now as, like, this is basically like a slapstick comedy thing. Yeah,
and when I watched it last night, when that part happened, I was laughing. I was like, where did this come from? Because it just comes out of nowhere, the way the car just hits her.
I know.
And then backs up and then, like, dumps her and leaves.
Yeah.
Like, that was funny to me.
I had a feeling that was going to, like, that was totally set up when, you know, so Todd Gaines is chasing her through the parking lot with a gun.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not even really chasing her. He's just walking after her.
Yeah.
And, like, as soon as they show the Mazda Miata, I'm like, that car is going to hit her, I can tell. And then sure enough, it happened. Like, I thought that was kind of...
It just comes out of nowhere.
That was kind of a little unnecessary foreshadowing. It would have been... They could have... Maybe that's what they were trying to do, is, like, to be obvious, but... Like, I remember when I saw it in the theaters and people laughed, and I was like, why are you laughing? This girl just died. Oh, my God. Because we just met her, and she's, like, this sweet, kind of innocent girl, but...
I didn't like her character at all. So when
yeah,
she got hit by the car,
she's
I was
very
like,
snarky.
Yes, I wrote down. What did I say about her? She's got that energy, kind of like a Winona Ryder in Heathers or Janine Garofalo in Reality Bites, like that unaffected cool girl.
Yeah,
that's how
she's
was.
She's too cool for school.
Yeah,
she's
so
like a hipster.
when she got hit by the car and they kind of killed her off, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's kind of interesting when they do that to a main character in a movie. So, but it just took me by surprise.
Yeah, but then they come back to it at the end, and you realize that she didn't die. I mean, she's still, and it's funny that she's back to work the next day. She just has a limp, but I think that would have broke some bones.
I know, she was like bleeding out of her head. There was a pool of blood under her skull. I'm like, she's got to be dead. And she just went back to work.
Again, that's like the comedy.
Only in America.
That's only in a comedy, because like in a comedy, you can suspend that disbelief. Well, you know, like Home Alone.
Yeah.
Think of like all the slapsticky, like any of those getting hit by the paint cans or the blowtorch or falling on the ice would have sent them straight to the hospital, if not just straight up killed them. But it's a comedy, so
I mean, there was a point in the movie where we were talking at some points, and I said, these characters aren't real. Like, this is just over the top. So it was definitely all over the top.
yeah.
What'd you think of Jay Moore?
It's funny. Jay Moore reminds me. I have a friend, Brett Vanderbrook, who looks like Jay Moore, but he's much shorter than him. He did Captain S, and he was on a couple of my beer reviews way back in the day. And yeah, Jay Moore, he was, and I guess he still is, like a stand-up, but he's more of like an actor now.
I was trying to think of what else he's been in.
He was in Pay It Forward. Did you ever see that?
I didn't
It's
see
awful.
that.
That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
We won't watch that one then. Okay, so I have a cool fact. So the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, Jay Moore, I know him from a Nickelodeon game show. Because he hosted a game show on Nickelodeon. I looked it up. I'm like, what game show did he host on Nickelodeon? And ChatGPT said, it's common to think he hosted a show on Nickelodeon, but Jay Moore never. So it's a Mandela effect. Do you remember Jay Moore hosting? You probably didn't watch Nickelodeon.
I never watched Nickelodeon.
Okay, if you watch Nickelodeon, do you remember Jay Moore hosting a game show? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Must have been a guy who looked like him.
It must have been a guy that looked like him. So it's a common Mandela effect. And I didn't even know like it was a Mandela effect until I looked it up. So that's all I know Jay Moore from.
Something I liked about this movie, like back then and even now, is like the attention to detail. Like Katie Holmes and Sarah Polley are cashiers in a supermarket, and I mean, I guess it's supposed to take place in present day, but the supermarket looks like a 1960s or 70s supermarket. Like, it doesn't have a conveyor belt. It has like this Lazy Susan where they put the groceries on, they spin it to scan it. And it's funny because at the time I was a supermarket cashier, so I was really relating to the Sarah Polley character of just like customers driving me crazy, and she's like, "You didn't double my coupons."
Oh,
she's like, "They're in the bottom," you know, like
the paper coupons.
I could 100% relate to that, and I love that part where it kind of cuts. She's like, the customer lady. She says, "Don't think you're somebody you're not. I used to have your job." And then she says, "Look how far I got you."
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, "Oh!" That's like a mic drop moment, you know. And then it just kind of cuts away because I kind of wanted to see what would have happened after that, you know.
Yeah.
But one of my notes now was having worked in supermarkets and being now as a professional Instacart shopper, being in a supermarket every goddamn day. Most cashiers are not as good looking as Katie Holmes and Sarah Polley. There are some attractive ones, but they're exceedingly rare.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, like, why. I don't understand, like, why these girls would work there. Like, I feel like they should have cast, like, some more average-looking girls in this kind of role, because... Or, like, they should have made them, like, work at, like, the mall, like a Hot Topic type store or something like that, because, like, the message is, like, they're, you know, teenagers or late teens, early 20s.
I'd say they're, like, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could see them as, like, you know, we want to, like, they buy drugs on the weekend, you know, and this is late 90s, well before it's legal. So it's like if they want to, you know, smoke weed or take ecstasy or something, like there's like one of the plot points is there's a rave that they're going to, you know, it's like everybody just knows if you go to a rave, you're on something, whether it's beer or, you know, something like that. But so I could see them, and also like one of the minor characters, Simon, is like their dealer, but he himself is also a supermarket cashier, which I don't get. It's like, how are you like a part-time drug dealer and you work at your supermarket cashier as your main gig? That doesn't. I didn't really buy that.
Yeah, I feel like they just did that to kind of establish their blue collaredness.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, Sarah Polley's character, she's saying she's getting evicted, but...
Wasn't the whole thing was they were just strapped for cash? Well, if you work in a supermarket, you would need cash really quick.
Yeah, they should probably making like $7-8 an hour at the time.
Yeah.
And
but she should have considered going into that line of work and dealing drugs full time.
Yeah,
although
and
there are consequences.
And Simon, he needs her to cover his shift so he can go to Vegas, and he just pulls out like this fat wad of cash and just peels off some 20s, like some mobster. Like, so why? How are you a supermarket cashier? Like, why would he even... Or, like, it's such a big... Like, he needs Sarah Polley, Rana, to cover his shift. And it's like, why don't you just call out? You know, it doesn't make... Like...
Yeah. Cost of living was low in 1999.
I know.
Remember gas was like 96 cents a gallon?
But this is supposed to take place in L.A., somewhere in the suburban area. But
They didn't live in a nice area, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like...
Downtown?
No, this is like on the outskirts.
Oh, the suburbs?
Yeah, like where those reckless eating guys live.
I don't know.
Anyway,
to me, this movie kind of just screamed 1999. The soundtrack was very 1999.
Yes, it was all trip hop.
They played No Doubt twice, and then
Massive Attack. Yeah.
Yes, Massive Attack. I love Massive Attack. And Len Steal My Sunshine, which to me is that's the summer of 99 song. Like, I remember playing that all summer.
I had this soundtrack. I had this on CD.
It's a good soundtrack.
I loved it at the time. It's very weird because now as an adult, I cannot stand EDM.
Oh, yeah.
And
no, definitely not.
I have very little affinity for trip hop.
I love Massive
cool
Attack, though, trip hop.
Like, okay, I could see it like as if you're getting high to like vibe out with, you know?
Yes.
And I had this soundtrack at the time, and I didn't, you know, I aside from beer, I didn't do any, you know, drugs at the time, but I did find it cool. And this is kind of like when I was getting into like Pink Floyd and, you know, progressive rock and things like that. I'm like, oh yeah, man, like I it's a cool vibe, and but it's mostly like a hip hop pop. It has a very 90s soundtrack. It's definitely a movie of its day.
Yeah.
Like a lot of movies we've watched are like they perfectly encapsulate their year and their time.
Yeah, I think when you're like a younger Gen X, almost millennial, Zennial, I guess we're called, our generation. This is like our prime, like 20, 21, 22-year-old movie where it's a time capsule for that era.
Yeah.
So if you were like young during that era, this movie will kind of hit that nostalgia spot for you a little bit. Not just in the soundtrack, but just the way things were, the rave culture and all that other stuff. So.
Yeah. I never went to a rave, but those were definitely starting to happen around that time, and
they were happening in like the early 90s in Florida.
So, you know, like I was in my early 20s at the time. I was legal drinking age, and like me and my friends, or I should say my friends, dragged me to bars and clubs on the weekends to like pick up girls when we never did. Yeah. And to me, like going to a club and they're just playing like loud EDM music was like my personal hell, and I'm like paying like $5 a bottle for Heineken, and I only drink like half of it, and you just can't hear shit. And I despise dancing and can't dance myself. The closest I get to dancing is like cardio or something. So like I never understood like rave culture, and like here in Orlando we have that 3-day long rave at the Camping World Stadium, the
Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yeah, it's 3 days of just all EDM and rave, and it's like from noon to midnight or something. Yeah. And that music drives me crazy. Just that whole, it's just this culture of just, hey, let's all go out and be like swingers, just total like dress like prostitutes, you know. I'm sure there's plenty of impropriety happening at those events. Yeah. But I don't know.
I mean, I was young girl one time and I was into it. So I understand like that culture a little bit. I would not listen to EDM now, but 18, 19 years old, going to like a rave and dancing to that stuff, that was like, it's like prime for young people that age. That time.
Exactly. Yeah. That was kind of my point, is like, even though I never would have, well, I mean, I suppose I could definitely see my friends dragging me to a rave and then just like standing in the background the whole time, you know? Yeah. Like I'm like, you want to like I'll dance for like 10 minutes, not 10 hours, you know? Yeah. To me, dancing is
that's where the chemical enhancement comes in, I guess. Yeah. You just take that all day.
To me, dancing is you're doing cardio fully dressed.
Yeah, but it boosts your dopamine. It makes you happy. Dancing makes people happy.
Not for me. That's if there's if hell is real, it's like a personal hell. To me, it'd be like me like at a rave, and it's like the spotlight's on me, and everybody like, hey, you gotta dance.
Oh yeah, everybody's watching you at a rave. Yeah. Not at all.
I mean, it's nice to go to those things to see like very scantily clad women. Yeah. You know, it's like going to like a strip club without having to pay a cover, or whatever.
Yeah. I will say the raves in this movie were very stylized. Like they were no rave I'd ever been to with like huge blow up gorillas and stuff like that. And I was like, this is way too clean to be a rave. But it was like a movie.
It was a fairly low budget.
Glamorized rave. Was it low budget?
It was like $6.5 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked expensive, so good on them.
Yeah.
I thought it was filmed for more than that.
It's funny, like, going back to what I said at the beginning, there's like so many, like Melissa McCarthy has a cameo in this way before everybody even knew her name.
Very brief. She's in it for like 30 seconds to a minute.
I forget her name. It's the lady that played Jenna on 30 Rock, and she was also on Ally McBeal. I can't remember her name. The blonde...
Jane Krasowski?
Yeah.
She was so young in this.
Yep. And William Fichtner, which... Did you ever see Contact with Jodie Fisher?
Jodie Foster?
Foster, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Contact.
He was the blind guy in that.
What did he play in this?
He was the cop with Adam and Zach.
Wow, there was a lot of people in this.
Yeah,
this is a very
an
packed
ensemble movie. Yeah. I always kind of like those kind of movies where there's tons of characters.
I did enjoy seeing like different people come because I had no idea. I knew nothing about this movie. I was like, oh my god.
Getting back to what you were saying is so like there's a lot of female nudity in this. There's like a few sex scenes and there's a scene where they go to the strip clubs.
They show the outside of strip club and I'm like, let me guess, we're about to see tits, right? And he's like, yeah, and they did.
And then, but at the end, you get to see William Fichtner. Well, from the back, he's like. I will say, like, he's, like, in fantastic shape, not like an ounce of fat on his body, but you see him bare ass.
He has the most hairless butt I've ever seen on a man. There's, like, not an ounce of hair on this man at all.
They must have waxed him from chin to toe.
No body hair. I was like, this is really odd. But
when I saw that...
silky smooth.
I know, when I saw it in the theaters, it was, like, jarring. I'm like, he's just getting naked all of a sudden. Ugh.
Oh, it's like nothing nowadays. Nowadays, they, like, show the full frontal on men.
I don't know. I don't really watch modern movies, so I'll take your word for it.
I know. We can't watch anything after 2000 now.
So like that end scene with Adam and Zach at I forget his name, Dirk, something like that.
Sleazeball.
That was like straight up sitcom territory because like it's a total redirect. So like you think that it's like that they're getting that like him and his wife are like swingers and they're trying to bring Scott Wolf and Jay Moore into something, but they just wanted to sell Amway or like their version of Amway.
That was funny.
Yeah, because he's like, "Are you into new things?" And it's like the wife is like kissing Scott Wolf, Yeah,
she was like the traditional like Harold and Kumar, where they bring the wife. The wife is just gross and all over them for no reason.
She's not gross though. She's pretty.
No, pretty, but I mean, like, she's just like a horn dog,
Yeah, like the Peg Bundy, like going back to last week from Edward Scissorhands.
And then the man gave me like weird vibes. I thought he was going to try to kill them, and he just wanted to get them in an MLM.
Yeah,
and I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, and I didn't. To me, first time I saw this, there's a part where Katie Holmes goes, "Oh, gay men are so hot." And to me, I did not. They didn't come off as gay at all because like they're both. First of all, both actors are straight. Second of all, they're not playing them as stereotypical gay, But then, it kind of like when it turns on a dime and like Jay Moore like kisses that guy at the rave, I'm like, wait, what? He actually is gay? What? Like I did not see that coming, but you saw it coming.
I did.
So I have like no gaydar.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what? You didn't see that coming?
No.
No, I saw that coming at the end, so it didn't even surprise me. Leaving, okay, so they leave Sarah Pauli's character's body on a car. Mm-hmm. And I said, leaving a half-dead person on somebody else's car is pretty clever. Because, like, if you hit somebody with your car, you can just leave them on somebody else's car, and then they'll take them to the hospital.
Yeah.
So you're not responsible.
I thought they could have at least called 911 themselves or dropped her off at the emergency room.
Oh, for sure, but these are not good people, for the most part. Like, these aren't great people.
Yeah, it's funny because like this is trying to be like these characters like are sitcom-y characters, so like they're not just total complete scumbags like you would see like maybe not scoundrels, maybe more the word I'm looking for. Yeah,
Timothy Olyphant's character turned out to be mostly benign in the end, I guess. Like they kind of resolved that a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny because like it opens, there's a brief, Katie Holmes is talking to you don't know that it's the Todd Gaines character because you just see him from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like Katie Holmes when she was younger, I'm sure she still is. She was like so super cute, especially when she had the wet hair, and she's like totally vibing on him. I could tell, and she's like, "Thanks for buying me breakfast," and then like they go back to his place. And I'm just like, yeah, like that girl clearly is indie, which is really weird. It's like a total 180 because when she was essentially trapped at his apartment, she was like scared of him. Because like at one point he's like, "What do you want for Christmas? You want to get laid?"
Yeah, she was scared of him, which made me scared of him. And in
Yeah.
the end, she was just like, "I'll just hook up with him."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, Katie Holmes, don't hook up with him."
Yeah, there was a lot of random sex twists in this. So like the middle of the movie,
Unrealistic ones, I'd say.
with the Simon, the British guy in Las Vegas, he meets these two girls on an elevator.
Yeah.
And then they say, "You want to get high with us," which I could sort of buy, but then they go from smoking up to now they're having a threesome.
Yes. Right.
I don't know about you, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's because you're getting high, but I don't know. Would you want to jump into bed with somebody you just met? Like, I know the effects of weed, and it's not an aphrodisiac.
No. Maybe I would expect if they were on ecstasy.
Maybe, yeah.
But
But it's also like,
But they didn't imply that, I don't think, in
I know
that
they're like in a
scene.
hotel, just in a regular Vegas hotel.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the rave.
Right.
It's
So
like,
yeah,
it's
it
not
was
like a
just-
swingers convention or something either.
Yeah, some of those scenes were kind of unrealistic.
But it kind of, I guess they kind of pay that off by having the room set on fire. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny because then he's
That
running
was
around
funny.
naked, you know.
Yeah.
But
It was unexpected.
I don't know if somebody ever makes like a list of the top 10 fictional characters with the most game. That Simon guy, I think he should go straight to the top of the list. Is he meets two women in an elevator and within 10 minutes he's in a threesome.
It was very
That is-
unexpected for that character.
That is straight out of Prawn.
Out
You
of
know.
Prawn.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So would you say you liked the movie or?
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I liked it or disliked it. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Like, I kind of respected the dark humor part of it, but a lot of times it just felt like a guy's movie.
Yeah.
Like a movie made for men in their early, late 20s. I don't know.
But it's not quite like it's funny. It does have TNA in it, but it's not the overt sex comedy or whatever of like American Pie, which came out the same year.
I love American Pie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing ads or trailers for this or anybody talking about it?
So I do remember it coming out, and I think I did want to go see it, and I just never did, and somehow it just got away with me. It's like I forgot this movie even existed. But when you said go, I was like, I knew what time period this movie was coming from, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
I probably did.
I used to
I just
write
don't remember it.
I used to write movie reviews on a blog way back then, and I was in the Online Film Critics Society, which I don't know if it's still around or not. And I had a blog called Chad's Movie Reviews. You know, it's just so uncreative.
Nice.
And I think I might still have my review of this and some of the movies we've watched. Let me see if I can find it.
Your review from the movie Go.
What's it under? Reviews. Movie reviews. Yep. See, all these movie reviews that I wrote.
It's a lot of movie reviews.
Here it is.
Go.
Go.
In 2008?
No,
Or did you write it in 1999?
That's just the last time that the file was updated.
So did you go to the movie theater and then write a review about this?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, I wonder if I should... Maybe we'll do this as like a PS or something.
Yeah.
So I could just read this.
You should post this
Wow,
somewhere.
this is long. This is like
Yeah.
500 words or something. I love this when I saw it. I gave it my highest rating. Give it like 5 out of 5. Watching it today, I can... Okay, it's not nearly as good as I remember. To me, it's an offbeat, quirky comedy / thriller. It's certainly unique. Mm-hmm. It's not quite as hilarious as I remember. It definitely has some interesting parts, and I think like this movie is fun to watch with somebody who's never seen it, like how you and I watched it.
Right.
And
No,
also,
it's
I have not
interesting.
seen it in 20 years too.
Is it interesting, like, hearing it from a new perspective, though?
Mm-hmm.
I would give this a 3 out of 5 because I said I wasn't too sure if I liked it or not, so it's kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate this. I don't know if I would I don't know if I would ever watch this again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in a rush to watch it either.
I mean, but if you love this movie and like this is like a nostalgia thing for you, which I get, and maybe I just needed to see this movie.
I would say
20. How old is this movie now? 25.
1999. Yeah.
25 years. Holy shit.
26.
26 years ago, I might have liked this better.
Yeah. But I think of its time, I think American Pie is probably more rewatchable, and Swingers, the first Doug Liman movie. Like I could watch Swingers at least once a year. That to me that holds up.
I'd be curious about American Pie because I did see that when it came out that year. So I'd be curious how it holds up as an adult perspective, but it might be along the same lines. But yeah, this was all right.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, that was it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you didn't hate it.
No, I didn't hate it.
And I kind of wish I liked it as much now as I did back then, but it was a fun revisit, but I wouldn't be in a rush to watch it again.
That's the problem with rewatching movies you loved at some point is sometimes they don't hold up and you kind of wish maybe you just left them there.
And also movies with like twists like this, when you already know what the twist is.
It's not the same. Yeah.
It's like if we watched
The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, like I watched that again, but I already know how it ends.
Yeah, you know. So it's like you see it through different eyes. Yeah.
So we're watching a New Year's Eve movie next, right?
I know. I was gonna say maybe because we've been saying since episode 1 we were gonna do more than just movie reviews, and we've only done movie reviews. So maybe for January we can do something other than a movie review.
Yeah, but it's like still December.
But our next episode will be in January though. So
okay.
All right, we'll talk about it off camera.
Okay.
All right.
We gotta talk about it.
We're going super long, so if you watch all the way in, you're awesome.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in 2026.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Happy 2025. See you on the flip side.
Smell you later.